Pinky, Assistant Professor in Algae College of Engineering in ACT Department. Welcome to the next session of the Principle of Management. In previous session, we learned about the motivation and the leadership. And today's session, we'll learn about the CSR and the business ethics. And this session, first we will cover CSR and next we will cover business ethics. CSR, corporate, social and the responsibility. Then what is this corporate? What is social? And then what is responsibility? In this, we first learn about meaning, next concept, third definition, fourth applicability, and fifth responsibility of the CSR. And last, we see the examples. What is CSR? What is the meaning of CSR? C is the summation of the three words. First one is the corporate, second is the social, and the third one is the responsibility. And what is corporate? Corporate is a group of people acting as an individual. Then what is social? As a relating to society. And third is responsibility. What is responsibility? It's the duty to deal with something. These are the meaning of this CSR. Next, again, SR means responsibility towards the society. And then what is CSR? It's a corporation responsibility towards society. This is the main difference between the SR and the CSR. CSR is the gesture of showing company's concern and commitment towards society's development. It's ethical behavior of company towards the society. Next, CSR. It's the journey towards the profit-centric approach to society-centric approach. Because in CSR, company has to do work for society. Because it is using the environment, it is using society also. So there is need to do some activities for that company, for this society. Next, what is the concept? Why the concept of CSR is created? CSR is a concept whereby companies decide voluntarily to contribute to a better society and cleaner environment. A concept whereby companies integrate social and environmental concern in their business operation and in their interaction with their stakeholders. This is the concept because that company using the environment already. Next, what is the definition of the CSR? CSR is the continuing commitment by business to behave ethically and contribute to economic development while improving the quality of the life of workforce and their families as well as the local community and the society at large. This is a simple definition. Let's move towards the next definition of the CSR. CSR is about how companies manage the business process to produce an overall positive impact on society. Next, applicability. Is it necessary that all companies has to do? All companies have to do social activities for society? No, it is not compulsory for the all companies. These are the some conditions. These are the some criteria. If companies satisfy that criteria, then companies has to do the social activities for that society. That is criteria is three. First, based on the turnover, second one on the net worth, and third one based on the net profit. Let's see this criteria one by one. First, if its company's turnover is more than 1,000 crore, then it has to do the social activities. Criteria number two, which is based on the net worth. If company's net worth is more than 500 crore, then it has to do the social activities. Criteria number three, which is based on the net profit. If company's net profit is 5 crore or more, then companies has to do the social activities. Concept of CSR is defined in the clause of 135 of the Act. It is applicable to the companies which have an annual turnover of rupees 1,000 crore or more, net worth of 500 crore or more, or net profit of rupees 5 crore or more. Under section 135, companies have to spend 2% of the net profit for the CSR activities. Let's discuss it with one table. This is one table. This is the 5 companies are there, and these are the 3 criteria. Criteria number 1, criteria number 2, and the criteria number 3. Criteria number 1, which is already if turnover is more than 1000 crore. Criteria number 2, net worth 500 crore or more. And criteria number 3, if net profit is 5 crore or more. Let's see the company number 1. What the company number 1 says. Company number 1 satisfies the criteria number 1. Means its turnover is more than 1000 crore or more. But it not satisfied the criteria number 2 and the 3. But as per the rules, it has to do the social activities for society. Why? Because it satisfied the criteria number 1. Next, company number 2. It is not satisfying the criteria number 1. But criteria number 2 is satisfied and criteria number 3 is not satisfied. Means that company's net worth is rupees 500 crore or more. Means that companies has to do the social activities for the society. Next, company number 3. Criteria number 1 not satisfied. Criteria number 2 is also not satisfied. But criteria number 3, which is the net profit of 5 crore or more, which is satisfied. So companies has to do the social activities for the society. Company number 4. Criteria 3, 1, 2 and 3. 3 criteria are satisfied. And of course then companies has to do the activities for the society. And the last, company number 5. Criteria number 1, criteria number 2 and the criteria number 3, which is based on the turnover, net profit and the net worth are not satisfied. And there is no need to do the social activities for that company. Let's discuss it with one more example. There is a one company. The company's name is ABC. The turnover of that company ABC is the 1200 crore. Means criteria number 1, if its turnover is more than 1000 crore, then it has to do social activities. Net worth of companies is 200 crore and the net profit is 4 crore. Criteria number 2. If its net worth is 500 crore or more, here its net worth is only 200 crore. Means criteria number 2 is not satisfied. And the criteria number 3, net profit, which of course more than 5 crore. But here its criteria is only 4 crore. Means that criteria number 3 is also not satisfied. But here its criteria number 1 is satisfied. So that company has to spend 2% of the net profit. What is the value of the net profit? Which is the 4 crore. Means company has to spend 2% of the 4 crore, which is the 8 lakhs rupees. Means ABC company has to spend 8 lakhs rupees for the social activities. These are the simple explanation of CSR using one example. You can take another examples also. Then of course this companies has to do some activities. Means its responsibility towards the society, responsibility towards the government, responsibility towards the employees. Let's discuss this responsibility one by one. First one is the responsibility towards the society. What is the responsibility of that company towards the society? First one, carrying on business with morals and the ethical standard. Second, prevention of environmental pollution. Third, minimizing ecological imbalance, contributing towards the development of social health and education, making use of appropriate technology, and last one, overall development of the locality. These are the responsibility of that companies towards the society. Next, responsibility towards the shareholders. What are the responsibility of that companies towards the shareholders? First one, to ensure reasonable rate of return over time, to work for the survival and the growth of the concern, to build reputation and goodwill of the company, to remain transparent and accountable. These are the responsibility of that company towards the shareholder. Next, what is the responsibility of that company towards the government? First one, this is the government. First is it has to obey the rules and the regulation. It must, because without obeying the rules and the regulation environment is already polluted. Next, regular payment of taxes, not to take advantage of loopholes in the business law, cooperating with the government for the economical growth and the development. The next is the responsibility towards the employee, to provide healthy and working environment, to grant regular and fair wages, to provide welfare services, to provide training and promotional facilities, to provide reasonable working standards and norms, to provide efficient mechanism to reduce workers' grievance, the proper recognition of efficiency and the hard work. These are the responsibilities of that company towards the employer. And last, the responsibility towards the consumers. First one is, these are our consumers, and of course, the companies has to do some good activity towards the consumers also. First one, supplying harmless products. Of course, quality must be maintained. Supplying the quality standard as promised. Adopt fair pricing. Provide after-sales services also. Maintaining consumers' grievance health and the fair competition. These are the simple responsibility of company towards the society, consumers, employee, and the government. This every company, like I am giving one example, that Aditya, Birla, Infosys, Wipro, Infosys, all companies has to do the social activities towards the society. Just I am taking here one company, which is the Aditya Birla. Here I have discussed some CSR activities of the Aditya Birla. First phase is the education. Aditya Birla's activities toward the education. First, formal and non-formal education. Second, adult education. Scholarship for girls. Then distance education. Girl-child education. Digital literacy and the computer education. These are the activities of the Aditya Birla toward the field of the education. Next, field of infrastructure development. First one, community center, schools in villages, healthcare centers and the hospitals, roads, rural electrification, then home for the home girls. These are the activities of the Aditya Birla company towards the infrastructure development. These are the different companies have different activities. Here I am just discussing the activities of the Aditya Birla group. Next, development goal. What is CSR? What is the goal of that companies toward the society? First one is the no poverty. Second one is zero hunger. Third one, good health. Fourth one, good education. Fifth one, gender equality. Next, clean water. Then next is the safe roads. Then life below water, clean area, life on grid. These are the simple goal of company towards the society. Next, here in this first session we discuss about the CSR. Means what is CSR? Meaning of CSR, concept of CSR, definition of CSR, and the applicability of the CSR. The CSR is a corporate social responsibility. SR is social responsibility, and the CSR is corporate social responsibility. Means that company has to do some good activities, some activities towards the society, but there is no need to do that activities for the all companies. If companies satisfy that three criteria, one of the three criteria, then that companies has to do activities towards the society. That criteria number one based on the turnover, criteria number two based on the net worth, and the criteria number three based on the net profit. If one of that criteria is satisfied, that companies has to spend 2% of the net profit. This is the simple responsibility applicability of company towards the society. Now let's start the second topic, which is the business ethics. What is business ethics? What is ethics? Let's learn it by one. Here you can see one thing is that here there is a confusion. What I have to do? right or wrong, right or wrong, right or wrong. Then I'm giving one example there. I'm in classroom and one paper is going on, that paper is math. I don't know the answer of that question. I'm in confusion. What I have to do? I have to drop that question. Yeah, I have to copy that answer. I have two options. I can leave that question, a second one. I can copy. But I'm confusion. What I have to do? If I copy from my friend, then ethically it's ethically wrong. But if I drop that question, then it is harm for me. And what is ethics? Let's learn it. It comes from the Greek word ethos. What is the meaning of ethos? Ethos means character. Ethos means manner. It is considered to be the source of morals, recognized rules of conduct, source of character of a person expressed as right or wrong conduct. Ethics to a sense of right or wrong, good or bad, what I have to do, that right thing, wrong thing, good thing, or the bad thing. What is the mean by ethics? An ethic is a moral principle or set of moral values held by an individual or a group. Ethical behavior is a behavior which is considered to be right and the moral. Business ethics are the values and the principles which operate in the world of business. They form the moral framework of the organization. What is the business ethics meaning? These are the meaning of the ethics. But now let's discuss what is business ethics. Business ethics, it is a combination of the two words. First one is the business and second one is the ethics. It simply means business ethics, application of ethics to business. Business ethics are concerned with the moral issues in the business. It refers to the good and bad, right and the wrong, actions and decision on the part of the business. Next, the definition. What is the definition of this business ethics? Business ethics are moral principles that define right and wrong behavior in the world of business. What is right? What is wrong in the business is determined by public interest groups and the business organization as well as an individual's morals and the values. What is business ethics? Business ethics are the application of general ethical rules to business behavior. What is business ethics? Business ethics are nothing but application of ethics in the business. It proves that business can be and have been ethical and still make profit. It proves that the business can be and have been ethical and still make profit. Business ethics are the rule of business conduct by which the priority of business activities may be judged. It also relates to the behavior of the manager. Next, what is the business performance and ethics? Let's see one by one by giving examples. Tata Steel and Wipro. Tata Steel donates 65% of its profit to charity. Azim Premji, who is the chairman of the Wipro, has donated a major portion of his wealth for the education in India. This example, Tata Nano, is the small car produced by the Tata for the middle class family. These are the example of the business ethics. Now, what is the need and what is the importance of business ethics? Let's learn it one by one. Stop business malpractice, improve consumers' confidence, survival of business, protecting consumers' right, protecting employee, shareholders, develop good relationship between business, create good image of business, smooth functioning of business, consumer movement, consumer satisfaction, importance of labor and the healthy competition. Next, the examples of the business ethics, which shows that you are doing the business ethically with honesty, loyalty, integrity, keeping your promises, fair, caring, respect, obeying the rules, excellence, being a leader, moral, and accountable. These are the examples of the business ethics. These topics are enough for this business ethics. In the previous session, we learn about the motivation, leadership. In this session, we discuss about the CSR, and next is the business ethics. For this session, these points are enough. Let's meet in another session. Thank you.